Hello and welcome to Buckman's Model Mania. Today we're going to be working on the Disney Dollhouse stage 54. And stage 54 we start doing a little bit more work on the Pooh slide out drawer. It's the Winnie the Pooh room, but it's also a slide out drawer. So let's see what we have. Looks like there should be a small piece in here. Maybe I missed something. Looks like there should be an additional part for it, and I think I did. Let me put there it is. I did. It was sitting over in the parts box. I keep all of these separate in a separate box as we go through, and we have roller holding this up. We have a roller for Alice's kitchen, and we have, I thought this looked like a piano. It's actually the sink, also from Alice's kitchen. Legs are a little bit flimsy. When this goes in, I will glue it down to the floor so that it doesn't move around at all. But this can go back into the bubble pack and get put away for later on. Now we have some additional pieces for the slide out room. This is all, I believe, parts for out here. So what I will do is I'll move the book, slide this over to where we're centering on the piece we're actually working on. So we have several pieces. I would read the call outs on what they are, but unfortunately my French is a little bit rough. Those of you who don't know, this is actually a kit from France that I was able to purchase through somebody on HTM a while back. I'm good at looking at pictures, so I'm not having any problems building this. So what it tells you to do is we're going to take those there are two identical pieces here. We're going to take these pieces here. Let me look. It doesn't look like it says to glue them. I'm sure it's meant to be glued. That is really weird because it has you build the whole thing and then it goes through the whole build, not showing any glue, and then it comes back and shows glue. You know what they're having you do? Okay, that makes sense. They want you to do a dry fit on the pieces to make sure that everything is going to go into place. This one is not. I just had a little bit of fascia on this piece peel off. Yeah. Let me find the file. We're going to file this down just a hair so that maybe it'll fit a little bit better. Once it's in place, it's not going to matter, but getting it in place sometimes can be a little bit tricky. That file's not doing anything for me. Man, these holes are a little bit tight. Hold your ears, those of you who don't want to hear the hammer. Okay, it's a little bit snug, but it does fit. This one's going to be the same thing, I'm pretty sure. You know what? the same thing. I am going to pause real quick, and I'm going to do a little bit of file work in those 4 holes just so that everything fits. I will be right back. Okay, a little bit of quick filing there, and now the pieces are fitting. So the next thing it has you do is these 4 slots are going to match up with the end piece here and here, and these 2 slots in the middle here. And then the tabs are going to line up here. Hopefully everything will slide together without any issue this time. And let's see. Okay, it's down here, down. Interesting that this does not, there we go. I was going to say it does not want to go together. Okay, hold your ears again. Okay. So that fits in there. Now I understand why they have you do a dry run on this, do a dry fit of all the pieces to make sure that they're actually going to fit in place. And so it's got the brickwork here shows that this popped out area goes to the back. So we're going to put this in here like this. Again, pretty tight fit. Let me see if I can get this to... Okay, got that in there. Once I get these popped back there, it actually goes down really well. No damage to the inside. And then we have these pieces that go here, here, and then this piece will go here in the middle. Those actually fit really well, and then over top, this will go just like that. So now that we've dry fit all the pieces, we can take it all back apart and put glue to it. So I'm just going to take all the pieces back out. I'm going to drop them in here. I have to say, really solidly built at this spot. This is where it could get a little bit iffy because I don't want to break this floorboard here. So I'm going to pause real quick. I'll be right back once I get all the pieces out. Okay, in case anybody uses this video to see how to do things like this, the way I got this out was I actually lifted it up enough to get it over the tabs on the piece below, and I popped it out with the back end of a pair of tweezers, just pulling it back. So now this should come out really easy, because this was not any problem to get down. And then these pieces. And you can see there was a little bit of scrapage, a little bit of damage there, but that's okay. It's going to be good and snug then. So I mentioned in my last video that I've now started using a brush and water and everything. So what I do is I put however much I think I'm going to use in there. I grab from my brush cleaning stand, which it's fresh water that I'm using, but I just drip as much as I think I'm going to need to dilute it with. Grab a paintbrush, really cheap paintbrush off of Amazon, by the way, and just mix it until it's a consistency that I like. Got too much water, So a little bit more glue. Wipe that spot off with a mat. And then mix this, because that way it flows a little bit better. And it will hold relatively quickly. It'll dry actually faster. So on here, I'm just going to put some glue on here. In between, a little bit on the tabs. And push this back into place. I wonder. Let me, because there's an indented section in the middle of this, you pop a pad underneath your cutting board under there, or self-repairing cutting mat. And we'll do the same on here. Put glue on all the tabs and everywhere where there's going to be contact. I'm not being worried about making it pretty, because this is all going to be hidden underneath the other parts. Okay, that's there, that's there, there, that's better. This one wasn't popped down completely. So that's in place. Now I'm going to be a little bit more concerned with pretty, because this edge, one of these edges might be visible. I don't think so, but just in case. There should be something that goes over top of this. To the sides of the tabs. Go all the way across. Down into here. Sides of all the tabs, and then don't forget these gaps. So now you can put this down into place, and hopefully it'll go in. It won't argue with me the way it did the first time, which it is, of course, wanting to be a little bit. Push it all the way down, and I also tend to put a little bit of glue, especially on the inside here, because this will seep down into the cracks just to make it stay a little bit better. Don't remember if I glued underneath these two sides. I know there's glue underneath these two portions here, but I'll go ahead and put a little bit more. One thing to be aware of is that you don't want to have so much water in your glue that it's going to warp the wood. Let me just double check, make sure I'm not doing anything I shouldn't. I tend to look through the instructions once and then zip on ahead and do my thing, and yeah, that everything is going as it should. A little bit more glue. I think the glue is a little bit thin at this point, so I'm just going to mix it in with what I've got here, because I don't want it to flow a whole lot from these spots or up on these spots and actually run down the sides. So now a little bit of glue in each of these spots. That is down. Okay. Across the tops of all these places. They show you a toothpick. Using a toothpick, brush works just as well. And the only reason I'm concerned at all about a little bit of excess being showing is because wood glue is yellow. If it was white glue, I wouldn't worry about it at all. because white glue dries clear. And just put some on the edge here. And as I've said before, the glue will also help to lubricate, to get the parts to slide in there a little bit better. So now, make sure this is the right way, bumped out section matching up with the part that is not marked. Slide this in here, push it in place. Once it's in place, it should pop down on these areas, on the tabs, and it should hold at this point. Should not be any problem. Let me double check which one is which, because I don't think these are, I don't think they're reversible. Okay. So a little bit of glue here. A little bit of glue here. And you can see the brush is starting to show its age. I've used this brush multiple times. It's a cheap little brush, like I said, off of Amazon. So when it starts to wear out, you just throw it away. That right there is what I'm trying to avoid. It has a little bit of glue on the outside. That should be good. Got glue on all three sides. Push that down in place. And we're going to do this one. Just do the same thing. A little bit on the tabs. A little bit on the top here, or on the bottom actually. Just stuck my finger in the glue. Push that together. While that's sitting there for a minute, a little bit more glue. This also, by doing it this way, will stretch your glue a little bit further. I've never done this before, and I've just decided to start doing it, and it actually works really well. Working on the lobster smack using this method. If you haven't seen, I'm doing a group build of a lobster smack. It's a lobster boat, and a smack means that it carries live prey, basically. Because when they catch the lobsters, they are live, and they transport them live. Get that little bits of glue there off. Slide this into place. Just like that. And what's going to really hold it in place is going to be this piece here. Actually, it's not, because I was thinking it had a lip on the outside. It does not. So we're going to do a little bit of glue across the top edges here. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but one of our dogs is losing his mind outside. Our neighbors behind have dogs as well, and they go out and they play with their dogs. And Apollo wants to play so bad with them. We go out and play with him too, but not as much as they do. So we're going to put this piece in place, and I'm going to hold it like this for a couple minutes, just to get it to set up well and not be separating it all. So I will be right back when I think this is dry enough, and we will do an outro. Okay, it should be set up enough that I can let go of it. And thought I felt something shift in here. There is the basement, Winnie the Pooh's room at this point. Feels like something. I don't know. It's wood. It creaks. But I think that looks really good. That's how it's going to look sticking out of the house. It will go into the side of the house. There is a slight gap. There should be something that goes over top of this. So should be good. That's all there, like I said, that's all there is to do in this stage. Hope you're enjoying this build. I think it's a fantastic build. Like and subscribe if you do, or like and subscribe. Sorry, lost my mind. Like and subscribe if you're enjoying this content. Hit the bell icon to be notified of any time I post new content. Leave a comment. I will respond. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Have a great day. Have a great day tomorrow, and I will see you in the next video or stream.
Buckman's Model Mania, Partwork models, plastic modeling, wooden models. Buckman's Model Mania, Partwork models, plastic modeling, wooden